How do you feel you're doing in relationship with your desires? Does it feel to you that you are getting more and more up to speed with your desires? Do you more often believe that what you want is coming? Do you notice how many of your desires have already fully manifested? That's really a wonderful thing. You know, looking at what is working is the best way to get more working, because when you're focused upon how good the good is, the good gets better. When you're focusing on the pieces that are still missing, then you hold those places, those pieces missing longer. Law of attraction sort of works it out that way. You get what you think about, whether you want it or not. What you think about is what you're offering vibrationally, isn't it? And since you live in a vibrational universe where everything is responding to your vibration, it's really good to get a handle on what your vibration is, isn't it? Do you feel that you're doing that? Your emotions are letting you know? Do you ever find yourself saying, well, that day turned out about like it should have? Or I saw that one coming. Oh, I saw that one. Oh, that was not a surprise to me. And we want you to get to the place where you realize that it never ever needs to be a surprise, because you are so aware of what you've been doing vibrationally, how you've been feeling, what's your mood or attitude been lately. Because what it's been lately is most likely what it's being now. And what it's being now is the vibration that you are outputting, which means law of attraction is responding to it. So how you feel is your point of attraction, isn't it? You've been listening to us for a while. You get all of that, don't you? You like being vibrational beings? Say yes, because you have no choice. You like being aware that you are vibrational beings? Now that's the difference. That's what sets you apart from most. Because once you know that you are a vibrational being, that means that you can offer your vibration intentionally. The key to being deliberate and having control over your point of attraction. Ooh, we love those words. Control over your point of attraction. You creating your own reality. You deciding what you want, and you setting the tone, and you practicing the tone, and you emitting the frequency deliberately, and you noticing what's coming in response to your deliberate offering of vibration. It just doesn't get any better than that. When you sync up with the source within you, when you sync up with all that you've been asking for, when you sync up with all that you have become, all that you have decided that you want, and all that you have already vibrationally become, that's when it gets a little dicey for some. You've already vibrationally become the vibrational version of every desire that this time-space reality has helped you to figure out. But sometimes you're not living it. Sometimes you can't yet see it. You can't hear it. You can't smell it or taste it or touch it. And you say, yeah, Abraham, there's not that much satisfaction, you know, in the vibrational version of things. And we say, but if you'll hang in there in satisfaction for the good feeling that you found when you focus upon what you want to be, what you want to be must be realized completely by you. And the only reason that sometimes you don't think it's going to be, or that it isn't yet, is because you're so aware of its absence that you block its presence from your realization. A few seminars ago, Esther and Sandy were moving around in the back hallways of the hotel. Esther calls it the belly of the whale. She loves being back there. They are so efficient and all different and very confusing. And Sandy goes ahead the night before with arrows, bright pink arrows, and she sticks them on the wall to mark Esther's path so that Esther won't have to roam around with you out in the... She likes that too. And so Esther is making her way with Sandy. They're following the arrows, and it's in a particularly confusing place. But they made their way back. They were having a very good time. And when they got to the back door to come into the room, the door was locked. So close and yet so far. And Esther laughed because they had plenty of time, and Sandy went scurrying off, mad at herself a little bit because the door was locked. It hadn't been the night before, but someone had been very efficient and locked it up, and so they couldn't get in. And as Sandy was going to find someone, two women walked around the corner, and Esther said, "Do you happen to have a key to this room?" And one of them smiled and pulled it from her pocket and opened the door. And Esther was able to holler at Sandy so she didn't get too far away. We're in, we've made it in. We want you to realize that right around the corner is everything you want. The key to every closed door really is right around the corner. But you got to be in the place of allowing that to happen. There is always someone walking right around the corner with the key. Always, 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 always. But if you are in a bad mood, if you are disappointed in yourself or others, if you are feeling guilty or worried about something, if you've been beating the drum of injustice, if you've been practicing a frequency that translates right away into the manifestation of negative emotion, did you hear how clever that was? Translates into the manifestation of negative emotion, as opposed to translating into the manifestation of positive emotion. The emotions that you feel are the first translation. They are the first manifestation. It's the first evidence of being in the place where more of what you're wanting is coming.